Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer, and welcome to your new moon in Capricorn ceremony. Really excited to see y'all in the live chat. We are growing slowly but surely. I see some familiar faces as well, and you know what it is. I'm with my bro, Apollodyte. How you doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. And I hope we're all doing fantastic because this Capricorn new moon is ending so many things, but it's amazing because it's beginning so many things as well. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all so much for showing us love. If you're here in the live chat, leave a like. It really supports us. We are growing. Again, we have 500 subs on Future Life TV already. And, I think that doubled from the past month or two. So this is growing and this is only going to get even bigger. So congratulations, everyone. And we're only 4 days into 2019. And while the Gregorian year might not necessarily matter much to the astrology year, there are no coincidences in life. And we started this year off with Mars moving into Aries, and now with this eclipse, things are finally starting to move forward. And tomorrow, Uranus moves direct, and then on Tuesday, or rather Monday, we have Venus moving into Sag. So this is ending karma chapters over 6+ years. So this is revolutionary, everyone. So congratulations. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining together, because I feel like with every new moon there, they say to go within, but I feel like there's this quiet victory, this humble victory. I feel it might not even necessarily be humble, but it's very official. And that's what keyword for Capricorn. So yeah, we are officially in I'd say, I don't even, how would we describe this in terms of the video game? This would be what? I wouldn't even want to, it's almost like a new DLC pack where we are exploring new territory and new chapters and whatnot with new people, with some old people as well. But this is incredible, beloved. So yeah, how are you feeling, Mike?
I'm feeling great. You nailed that, by the way. You said that amazingly. This is like a private victory. It's like really feeling into what's possible while simultaneously manifesting sheer victory. And it's the type of victory where it's like you don't see the evidence of it yet, but you've already won. It's like when the war is won, there's still soldiers fighting on the battlefield who have yet to know, but you still won the war. So it's like we still have to clear everything, but where are you right now? As far as how I feel, once again, I feel great. I feel really great. This new moon is in my eighth, so I'm shedding certain habits for good. Like I'm ready to move forward with a different sense of me, and I'm so excited. I'm very happy about it. For those who may not be aware, fun fact, um, Tim and I are true brothers. So like there's real brothers and then there's like true there's real siblings and there's true siblings. My real siblings are Ashley and Odera. Like they're Cancer and Scorpio sun, ironically as well. But what makes Tim and I true brothers is that our sun and moon sextile exactly. We both have Saturn on our moon. And, that's not a coincidence. We definitely have some past life contacts. Us working together in this fashion has not even happened coincidentally as well, too. So, it's really great to connect with you, bro. I'm definitely going to affirm that right now. And seeing both of us interplay our energies is a very special form of magic. And I love that we get to do these ceremonies with y'all because it definitely adds to the power that we're able to connect and flow through. And it's something to keep in mind moving forward, especially as given Mars is in Aries and Uranus is in Aries, the supernatural element of our identities are unveiling. The veil has moved out of Neptune and Pisces, and it's unveiling and coming into form in Aries. So many of you, especially those of you with Sagittarius, Aquarius energy, you can identify who other people are. You can see their auras, you can see their spirits, and keep that in mind when you notice our energy evolving as well and how we work together, because there's a lot that we do in these ceremonies that because he's fire, water, and I'm earth, air, we cover grounds to create mega manifestations. And you're going to sense that with this one. With this new moon in Capricorn, we're going to do a mega money ritual. Okay. Given all this earth energy, I think it's definitely necessary. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I've even been personally kind of understanding how Earth kind of works in the grand scheme of things, because it gets a bad rap for being like the most basic, which in truth it kind of is, but that's only because it has to, it's Earth. It holds form and it keeps the other elements in check. And so you can be of this, or rather you can be in this world but not of it. And so, you know, and so many times people talk, and I had this thought the other day, but you know, people always talk about reality bending and, you know, moving from one dimension to the other. But the problem is, when it comes to co-creation and manifestation, is you have to be in a reality in order to bend it. And so I've had to kind of understand, because I've been going through a lot of very different weird energies. Mars was over my moon. I was battling things in my dreams constantly, and even now. But if there's a lot of timelines and things coming together, and so. And interestingly enough, I feel like my brain just got fried. But anyway, but going back to even Mercury moving into Capricorn, this is shifting our focus. So now there's so many things to talk about. It's crazy. And
yeah,
now that Mercury is out of its detriment, we're now going to be able to think much more practically. But since there's zero air whatsoever, it's not logical so much as you practically trusting in the improbable. So if your intuition tells you to walk across the street, actually, I don't know if I want to endorse this, but if your intuition says you can cross the street without looking, it's kind of like, it might sound impractical, but by doing so, you find $100 bill on the floor or something. And so it's a lot of the details. And keep in mind, Pluto, or rather Mercury, is going to be making some bitching difficult transits in Capricorn, because it's going to conjunct Saturn, Pluto, it's going to square Mars and Uranus. And so our sense of mind is going to explode. And I've never seen Lucy myself, but it's definitely going to be where we are bending and manipulating reality just with our mind alone. And since it's not in its detriment in Sag, it's not requiring advanced conceptive thoughts so much as just your intent and your willpower. And this eclipse is also massive because it's going on with a grand water trine for the last time that we're going to see Venus finish her retrograde period in Scorpio officially. And that's closing out so much, because we're not going to have anything in Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Gemini. So only 5 signs are being activated right now directly. And so this is very, very weird, very, very intense stuff. And it's pointing to sacrificing everything that is not your value, everything that's not worth your focus. And you must kill it. You must sacrifice it without reserve or hesitation, because Pluto's at 20 degrees, Saturn's at 10 degrees. I've been getting a lot of intuitive thoughts, and I've been looking ahead, even, 2 or 3 months. And once Saturn gets to the 20-degree mark, it's starting that conjunction with Pluto. And so this eclipse is a precursor, and it's giving us the opportunity with the sextile to Neptune, no less, to really invest fully into our dream and vision. But you're going to have to trust in the process and stop questioning yourself. Stop relying on other people's intuitions as opposed to your own. And even recently, like I admit, I have a Mars in Libra and a Moon in Pisces. So I'm very indecisive, and I'll use a tarot for anything. And so one of my New Year's resolutions is to stop using the cards unless it's something that is like super specific or something that's very relevant. Sure. Because, even like cards, these are, and how appropriate that we get the World card, but nice. These are it's just paper. These are reflections of your own power and intent. So while we are, I also wish I had it on here, but I actually found my wizard staff in the woods, and it's actually incredible. And I've been casting spells with it. So you know me in my druid game, but But
I
anyway,
forgot I had my staff in the corner right now. Thank you.
amen. But like
That's
even these, like these are physical objects that you can use to send and project your energy and intent in, and
awesome.
it will work because that is what your focus is on.
And I mean, it's very important, you know, that not everyone's for you. And I had to learn that this morning. Like I had a peace talk scheduled for this morning with someone that I knew was gonna flake. Like I knew going into it, she wasn't as serious as she seemed. And it's interesting, the only other person to flake on that had the same astrological aspect that she did, the sun, square, moon, and mutable signs. Someone who I won't mention. But other than that, that is just like you said, kind of sacrificing that which doesn't serve you. That's exactly all I did today. It was just complete. There's certain people who I've been paying attention to, and I had to ask myself, am I valued in the same way? No. Peace. Like, what am I wasting my time with you for? And it goes beyond just people. So this clearing away and purging is creating space for what's for you in that cliche sense that we know so well, but super effective, super, super, super effective. And this is going to be one of the most powerful new moons and subsequently the most powerful ceremonies we have. And, you know, just like I have, you know, let go of undesirables, they're going to come back. They're all going to, it's definite. It's interesting. Once you kind of manifest a lot of this and now they see what they can get from you, they're going to come back. It's important that you stand by the decisions now. I know I'm talking to someone here because it's easy for some of your hearts to be swayed. You're like, okay, well, you know, back then they just didn't get to know me in the right way. No, you're worthy of respect now. If someone doesn't want to give you that respect now, don't let them finesse you. Don't let them deceive you, because Jupiter square Neptune and Pisces is very deceptive perceptual energy. And keep that in mind. Don't allow people to come back and then act like how they've treated you in the past was cool when it's not. Okay, especially if they're not going to be willing to acknowledge it and overlook it like nothing happened. All right. Other than that, I'm so excited because after this, we have the Aquarius energy. And like you said, we're clearing that second quadrant and third quadrant of energy, which is just always difficult. But of course, now in a position to really focus on our internal power. Okay. Free to be said, 8 of Cups, that ass. Amen. 100%. And yeah, another thing I want to add here is, given this money spell we're doing and the energy we're putting into motion, you're going to see this gradually intensify as Uranus goes back into Taurus, because and I really would love for you to speak on this, Tim, but we're literally going to see Mars approach Uranus and then they both step into Taurus together in March. And this is going to physically manifest all the passionate energy we're generating. So definitely open. Y'all comment in the chat if you've noticed the real-time causality of thinking and projecting thoughts versus what you feel is coming. So like, I'm starting to physically and practically manifest these telepathic or real-time conversations with people where I'm almost starting to feel negative projections be made more real, as opposed to just a concept and idea, which means it works the other way around. Many of you may not be aware you're shooting electricity at people, and you will soon. Okay, so
yeah. So real quick. So in preparation for the spell, you want to do a little bit of visualization, and you're really just going to do it that simple. Just like Mike said, thoughts create form. Gemini creates Virgo, creates Sag, creates Pisces. If you think something, it's real, and then when you believe in it, you you feel the experience. And so, what you want to do right now, you don't have to write it down, although I highly recommend it. In fact, actually, I have right here. So what you're going to do is really simple. Write down what you want to manifest. That's simple. It's and my name Apollodite comes from the mix of Apollo and Aphrodite. So I've got to link up with Aphrodite. I got to link up with Venus. And so what we are going to do is, by writing it down, you're thinking it in your head. You're transferring that signal in your brain down your arm, and it's writing things physically. Actually, I might have to grab a pen, but I'll do that in just a second. But anyway, so when you literally put it on a piece of paper and you look at it, what does that represent? Sagittarius. And so now that you have thought it in your head, written it down, and now that you believe in it, Pisces will take over and let it, move into the next phase. And Venus is going to be making some bomb aspects as soon as she moves out of Scorpio. She's going to conjunct Jupiter in Sagittarius, which happens only like every 12 years or so. And that is blessings, love, joy, sex, romance, even like amazing financial windfalls. And it's going to trine over to Mars at the same time. So dear beloveds, if you've been desiring passion, sex, love, this is it. And so, think of you, and you don't even just have to limit this to romance or sex or money. It's literally just anything that you physically want to experience. Since Venus technically rules Taurus, therefore she rules matter, she rules finances, she rules wealth. And so when you invoke her, and as I invoke her now as an emissary of Venus and the divine feminine, we are ready to receive. And a lot of people don't know that Capricorn is actually all about receiving. And it's kind of interesting because as an earth sign, it's fundamentally about holding things in. But since it's a cardinal modality, it's about the intent and focus. So you literally have to focus on what you are ready to receive. And even in the body, Capricorn represents the ability to absorb substrates from the bloodstream and incorporate them into tissues. So what we want to do, so we're literally trying to absorb the crystalline energy, so to speak. And it's really just as simple as our intent and our focus. And I know a lot of people are feeling better with Mercury out of Sag. I certainly am anyway. Bless the Geminis and Virgos in the next upcoming months. We'll be doing battle, and I will be praying for you every step of the way. But yeah, what literally anything that you desire, the romance, the relationship, but realize that Venus rules balance. She's the scales, she's Libra. So you have to give something in order to receive something. And so what you're giving over is everything you no longer want. And so if you want to do another exercise, take another piece of paper and write down everything that you release and then burn it. You want to burn it. And then you want to hold on to the wish list and put it under your pillow until the moon leaves into Aquarius. And this is what I'm channeling right now. So very, very blessed stuff. And it's, again, really just as simple. And if you want to make this even better, get some, delicious wine, get something that's, rich, something that's, worthy of you. Because, and with a lot of this Capricorn energy, you might be so pragmatic and you might be so focused on the method as opposed to the result. And Capricorn is the top of the chart for the reason, because you've done the work, and now you're ready to share it in Aquarius. And so what we're doing now is going to lead up into that, especially as we move into the moon in Leo phase, or rather the Aquarius Leo lunar eclipse, which is finally closing out a lot of karma for the fixed signs, because Venus will be out of Scorpio. And so from that point on, the fixed signs, we're going on vacation for a month or so until Uranus moves back into Taurus. And honestly, you're going to see from this point on for the next month or two, because also remember, once Uranus moves direct, no more retrogrades for 2 months. And so as this is preparing us for the Pisces new moon, much down the road, this is our fullest dream coming true. So I'm throwing a lot of big stuff at you, but it's really just as simple as your focus, as you just putting one thought in front of the other and creating a vision in your head. And that in and of itself is powerful, because you would not be here to create if you were unable to witness it. And that's what I believe personally. So yeah, but also I've been ranting for a while. You mentioned
Lisa wants to know, when do we burn the releases?
You can burn the releases whenever you feel comfortable, but realize as soon as you burn it, that's your standard. And you can think of this as a contract with Saturn if you wish, but it's mostly just it's just the transaction. It's when you buy food at the grocery store, you hand over money or, your card. So literally, what are you handing over to Venus and to Saturn? Because Venus is the only planet that can actually get along with and deal with Saturn properly, although it's kind of begrudgingly, but there's this element of compromise. And so it's not even like it's not like, oh, you have to deal with if someone is crossing your boundaries, the test is cut that bitch off. Sorry, exactly. No ifs, ands, or buts. And and it doesn't matter who, because I personally have had to cut off birth family, because their actions and behaviors were inappropriate. And so, you have to really be able to stand by your character and stand by your value and your worth, because Saturn is not playing. Saturn in the first decan and the first 10 degrees was laughing at everyone. It was like warm up. It was like a giggle. Saturn was actually being very kind to us. And so, but now that we're here, kids, it's on. And so, and even going on what Michael said about your thoughts and your projections, it applies to everyone. And, if you're hyper fixating on someone or something, and even if it's like lustful, because with a lot of this energy, there's a lot of lust, there's a lot of base desires going around, and you're going to see Mars and Aries bring this out, but you're also going to see it fall in line. And I hate to say it, but you're going to see the hierarchy of value really start to play out, especially as we move into Uranus in Taurus. So, before we can even get there, really quick, touching on the Mars-Uranus conjunction, with it happening at 29 degrees Aries, we're never going to see this again, ever again. And so your superpowers, your fullest authentic self and expression is coming in, and there's no more regrets. There's no more holding back. There's no more retrogrades for 2 months. Mercury's out of its detriment. Venus is moving out of its detriment. The Scorpio karma is running out. And so all that you have to really do now is rely on yourself, and then just simply move with the right people. And it's really just as simple as that.
Amen, brother. And you're right. Like, we're never going to have it this viral again. So make it count. You know what I mean? Do not tolerate disrespect from anybody. The psychological reasoning behind this is you not only lessen the power of your manifestation, but it's a way that people can take your energy, because if they're able to psychologically affect you to where you're investing thoughts their way, you're investing feelings, you're basically sending them energy. Okay, so keep that in mind. Be mindful of what your subconscious alerts you about others that pisses you off, because it's a message for you to address, so you don't allow it to keep you stuck there. But other than that, my friends, this is going to be such a life-changing ritual. I think this will be I love earth rituals because you can see tangible results for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe down our diaphragm. Instead of connecting with the elements like normal, we're going to focus a lot on earth. So we're going to take in a deep breath, breathe down to your diaphragm. And what you want to do is focus on what the vision of your manifestation is. What is it that within 6 months you will see yourself manifesting? What is this? And it will be coming in way before then, because Uranus is involved, so it's triggering pretty quickly. But I want you to breathe this in. Shout out to Jim, who just came through. Breathe in the abundance, literally breathe in the real result, and breathe out gratitude. As you focus on this feeling, it's going to produce an energy, an aura, and I want you to project this aura to this candle. Okay, I'm gonna hold this out here, even if I'm on the screen or not. And if you don't want to project it to the candle, you don't have to. You could project it to an item you have simultaneously, so that you can meld the energy, and it could be a totem that will charge. Okay, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some time, focus the energy on this candle. And then as I kind of facilitate and focus it as well, once we focused enough, right, you're gonna be projecting your manifestation. There's about 50 people here, so this candle is going to light with the power of over 40 people putting in. This is what makes it more powerful than if you just did it yourself. And then I'm going to light that, it's going to spark it off, and then I'm going to have Tim take over as the fire sign to direct and guide the energy of the fire. Okay, so other than that, is there anything else you want to add before we begin?
Yes. So anyone who missed the memo, you want to start visualizing what it is that you want. What is your, literally what physical things do you want? Do you want money? Do you want a car? Do you want a house? Do you want a job? Do you want a relationship? Although that one might be a little bit more complex. So really when it comes to Earth, it's about pragmaticism and what works. So you don't even have to get abstract or complex with it. You really just have to think of what it is that you want. So start thinking of that now. And again, the key is to visualize, but by thinking it and by writing it down, you also enhanced the functionality of it. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for now.
So breathe well deep down to your diaphragm. Once again, I'm going to be holding this candle in my palm, and I'm going to be channeling my energy into this. And I welcome you to channel this as well. We are just now starting. So if you've joined, congratulations. And just breathe down your diaphragm. What we want to do before we light is just feel it. Feel it as if it's already manifested and projected to this candle. Okay. And we're going to sit here for about maybe 5 minutes or so, 4 to 5 minutes. And after that, we'll light the candle and then I'll have Tim take this over. Okay. So get comfortable. Breathe down your diaphragm. Breathe out gratitude. Feel your manifestation as if it's already here. How does it make you feel? You should feel your body language shift because it feels good. Trust me. It should feel good. Okay. And let's just take some time to focus. All right. If you need to visually to see the candle as well, here it is. I also pulled the Judgment card, by the way, which is bringing awakening, and this will harness. It's the card of Pluto. So since Pluto is involved, this manifestation is Saturn's going to be like, I don't think you guys know how much I'm going to hook you up. So this manifestation is going to change and transform you.
Ooh. And also we have the 7 of Pentacles and Page of Swords. So the seeds that you have sowed from 6 months ago even is coming in right now within the Page of Cups too. So it's happening in this very, very moment. And so if you don't, because I understand that a lot of Earth people have difficulty with this, including myself, since I have a Saturn moon. But even if you just smile, even if it's like totally fake and authentic, you trick your body into making yourself actually happy. So you want to maintain that. But I mean, and then like, Saturn moon, Cat moon represent RBF, I have a little bit sometimes too. So just, really, you just want to smile and almost even laugh, because everything that has been an obstacle to you is now going to fall and be trampled under the might of your authenticity.
And the final thing I'm channeling is that the completion of this ritual will snap any blockages that you've had. I see like a dam that has been blocking water, and this ritual is going to snap that out, and you're going to see things flow in very quickly. Things that you were waiting to happen that you didn't know were blocked. It's all just going to come in really quickly and stabilize during Aquarius season. So just continue the breath flow. Mind you, due to the extreme nature of Pluto, anyone who's been sending psychic projections at you, black magic, or crossing your 8th house, they might die. Like they might get in an accident. If you hear that something bad has happened, it's directly due to not just us, but all of us pulling our energy in, because they're effectively going against the power of 40 plus people, which is now existing in an avatar state in the spiritual realm, co-creating this with us. So it's going to be lit.
Also, in the name of Venus, I invoke the power of reflection, the power of her mirror. And so this, like Mike said, now from this point on, anyone who projects at you will have it rebound at them 10 times stronger. Likewise, you want to look at yourself in the mirror before you project, because it will also affect you 10 times as strong. But when you walk with integrity and character, nothing can go wrong. And if you also always set the limit to never manifest anything that is against you. And if you set the intention to manifest things that are only in your highest good, that's a perfect fail safe. Saturn will never manifest something if you put it in the contract. So
nice. In about another couple minutes, we're going to light this candle. It's starting to pulsate a little bit. So shout out to those of you really sending energy. It really is working. It's a very light but subtle vibration. I'm starting to feel my heart chakra open, like there's a piercing in my heart. So this is also a great sign. It's a good sign that our heart chakras are connecting. Ooh, that's intense. All right, I'm going to light this now. Let me do it with this hand. The back. I don't be slacking. Oh, oh. All right, we have lit the candle. Thank you, Lala. Thank you. I really do believe we're connected in that fashion, and it's just super awesome. It's easy to take for granted, though, because of how easy it is to connect, but the understanding of this will come through. And shout out to those of you lighting with me as well. That only adds to the fire. So it'll be linked directly to your candle as well. And the more candles, the better. And that's just amazing. Okay. So in a minute or two, ooh, solar plexus lit when you lit candle. Genius, Jim. That's a really good sign. That's the power 1, 2. So in a few minutes, Tim will take over. But one thing that I advise is to, after this ceremony, listen to a song that's gonna anchor this. All right. It's a money ritual for me, so I'm gonna listen to Drip by Cardi B. I'm gonna dance to it. And thankfully she's a Libra, so her Venusian ruling will help a lot. And yeah, you can continue to envision this. Breathe down gratitude, breathe down satisfaction and your intent, breathe out gratitude just to maintain the flow. And one other thing that I had to say. So now that the fire is lit and we've basically stored the vibrations and intent to the candle, it's lighting and now it's being sent, right? It's simultaneously being sent up to the ethers, not directionally, but just the fire, of course, opening the portal through Sagittarius in the spiritual. And also it's actually manifesting and bringing into to light this. Now, the other thing here is the reason why visualization is so potent is because Jupiter and Venus here, or just Jupiter, will actually make your visualization more magical. That's the science behind just visualizing. Like if we didn't have Sag and we didn't have Pisces, visualization would not be enough. We would have to put in more work. But I mean, we have Neptune and Pisces, we have Jupiter and Sag just doing the work for us. We just need to visualize it and they do the rest. Okay. And some of you are so psychic, you feel into the process too. I'm not even at that level because I have Earth and air. So that's awesome. All right. My energy in my heart is expanding a lot, and that means some of you are sending super powerful energy, more than my heart can take.
This is a pretty good crowd. This is a pretty pure crowd, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, this is blessed. So thank you all so much. And I'm feeling it. And for a while, I feel like sometimes I get numbed, not on purpose, but because it's like if I don't take something for the quote unquote spiritual pain, I go under as a Pisces moon. And so having Mars move out of Pisces, I feel like is reorienting me. And so I'm feeling back in like the flow of things somehow. It's actually kind of interesting. And so you know, I'm here like subtly hearing things, which is appropriate because Saturn also technically rules the ear. So I think that congratulations, everyone. And we're still doing this. And I'm just going to put in, you know, if let's actually do one more minute of the breathing and just you want to just kind of feel your full body, your whole structure, since Capricorn rules the bones and even Aries rules the skeletal muscle. This is really talking about you being at peace and resting within your body. And that's going to be another thing that you want to do your best throughout this transit because there could be a lot of stiffness. So you want to get loose and get flexible with it and realize that you don't need to reinvent the wheel when you're trying to get from point A to point B. So it's just as simple as putting on your, or not putting on, I'm sorry. You are just simply at putting your focus and intent to something. So let's just go back to breathing for one quick minute and then I will take over.
Before we do, I pulled an outcome card for this, and I'd like for you to interpret it.
Ooh.
We have the star.
Honey, that's just, what I first thing I saw, I thought that was Aphrodite rising out of the ocean. And it's funny because I don't, ooh, I'm getting channeled messages right now that maybe, I don't think humanity and, ooh, and I get the sun and the Seven of Pentacles as well. So being fully aware of our fullest growth. But I was going to spoil something that Venus and Aphrodite don't even want me to tell you all yet, but it's out there, so you have to find the secret. But anyway, the star in regards to this, I mean, it's really just as simple as you know, going outside and taking off your clothes. And I would recommend you do that because that's public indecency, and you might get charged with sexual something or other, mixed conduct. But regardless, this is you being free and naked with yourself. This is you being open and bearing your soul to the divine. And as Mars gets closer and closer to Uranus, fake people are going to get steamrolled by the universe. And this is going to be, you know, starting it off. So congratulations, because if you're here, you are one of the select few. And I don't like saying this, but, you know, not everyone is magical and not everyone can make it on the arc in time. And I hate saying that, but, you know, and it's not like everyone's going to die, but there's definitely going to be this rise in the authentic and those who can rise above the fakeness because everything is falling apart. And so it's merely everyone climbing the ladder to the next stage and then the previous one kind of crumbling away. So realize that while there's going to be newness, there's endings to this. The star card, I feel like, is reminding you that we are all born naked. So really you have nothing to hide even from yourself. There's nothing that the divine doesn't know about you. So you know, there's no shame and guilt are illogical emotions. So you really just want to be done with them and realize that when you follow your desires and when you follow your light, that is when Venus shines the brightest upon you. And she's the third brightest thing in the sky for a reason. So, you know, you really just want to focus on what it is that you are valuing in your life and how do you value yourself.
Remember, many are called and few are chosen. So when he says not everyone's going to make it to the arc and not many people are very magical, it's a choice. Everyone has had the opportunity to interact with spirit. The reason why you're here is because you took the revolutionary choice. Okay, Uranus is in Aries, Neptune is Pisces. It's revolutionary to believe in that which you don't see. And it is a choice to sacrifice what you've been taught was normal, to step into this. And not everyone's making that decision. So it's not about people being better than other people. It's you making the decision to take this seriously. Not everyone's going to make that. So not everyone's going to make it to the arc. Not everyone is going to really step into this new reality. And, you know, it's very important. You value yourself for doing that, and for knowing it's not an easy process. So I think, like you said, we're gonna take another minute, right? To
Hmm.
breathe.
And
For
just
sure.
remember, you can't make a choice for somebody else. It's not your decision. So if somebody has to, chooses a three-dimensional, lower vibrational lifestyle, hold space for them, of course, but realize that, you can't be on the varsity team and still be on the freshman team at the same time. So while we are all graduating, just realize that, you can't graduate with everyone. And so hold space for those who were made the choice to not be their best, truest, authentic self. But at the same time, your standards are more important than anyone else's. And I'm going to be pure and blunt with that, because if you lower your standards and your boundaries, then you will fall for everything. So yeah, so let's just breathe in for another minute together, and then I will take over. And just visualize everything that you want. What is your perfect world? Okay, so now what I like to do to invoke this is 3 breaths of fire. And so if you're not familiar, it's really just you contracting your abs and your diaphragm and quickly expelling air. So it's like, and so we're just going to do 5 of those together. So on the count of 3, 2, 1. Excellent. And so you want to get in touch with your body, feel this energy rise, feel your body vibrate. And if you don't, that's okay. But just feel this energy, feel this intensity, feel your aura around you starting to get a little bit warmer, because it is only when the heat of fire activates things when they can officially move into motion. And so just really hold your vibration. Think of your list. If you haven't written anything down, you can feel free to do so. And just remember, you want to feel it. And since I represent the fire and water, it's really just as simple as the emotion, the spirit, the soul that you put into it. So feel yourself. So literally, don't even imagine that you're in your room right now or wherever you are. Just imagine that you are in your world. What do you hear? Name 5 things that you can hear. And so just take a few seconds. And now 4 things that you can see. And now 3 things that you can touch. Now 2 things that you can smell. And 1 thing that you can taste. And you can do this exercise whenever. You can switch out the amounts, but this is just a very, very simple exercise to get in touch with not just the environment that you're currently in, but what you want your world to be. And Neptune and Jupiter are squaring. Once this is over, we're never going to see it again in our lives. So this is really about you just trusting in the process and realizing that your vision would not be yours to manifest if you are not the one having it. So by simply having a vision and believing in a dream, you are fundamentally going to make it true. It might not be exactly what you want, but I assure you it will be just as, if not even more satisfying than what you might have written down or what you might have thought. And so just feel your body, feel your energy. And like Mike said, after this is over, listen to music, dance, sing, get in, and it doesn't have to be crazy, but, you really want to get in touch with your creative side and, smile, laugh, make yourself do it by any means possible. Even if it's fake, your laughter will help facilitate the vibration. And I also highly recommend, if you didn't check out the Leo King spiritual dance music yesterday, today would be an excellent time to do so, because it's got a very killer vibe, and he channels it. And so it doesn't matter what you listen to, but listen to something that vibes with you, or something that expands in your dream and in your vision. So don't be afraid of getting creative, because that's what's going to matter. And so again, just feel your breathing, feel the gratitude that you inhale, or imagine your blessings, inhale that in, and then exhale gratitude, because it's already here. And that's as simple. Just by writing it down, focusing on it, something is going to manifest for you within half an hour, within this broadcast officially ending. So thank you all for being here, because you are a product of creation. And so by being here to witness this, you can testify in the comments, and you can put my reputation on the line. And with Mike here too, we're very, very magical. And so, I have complete and utter faith in the universe that something will manifest for everyone on your list within 30 minutes, assuming it's not something that actually, like a human life that actually takes time to develop. But even then, miracles happen. So it's about you trusting in the process and believing that what I'm saying is true. And then realize that with this Capricorn energy, it's done. It's just simply there.
Amen. Very well said. And this is why we open you to comment down below, unless it's private. Share your results, and this is what will edify and make more fun this process. I feel tingly. Oh my gosh!
I feel so light, and I feel so airy, and it's like a very unfamiliar feeling, at least recently. So it's good to be back in the flow of things. And we got 33 likes. Amazing. Master numbers. Shout out to that. 3 number of Jupiter, and 6 number of Venus. So the divine benefics are looking down and smiling upon us, beloved, because we finished a race. I realized that this eclipse wasn't like a battle like last year's new moon with Pluto, or I believe it was Saturn. Was it the full moon on Saturn? I think it was the new moon on Pluto, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, this is, looking back a year now, life was fucking shit. I'm sorry. And now that we're here in this eclipse, our fullest evolution is here, beloved. So this is really just, it's really just a graduation ceremony. When everyone throws their cap, it's really just celebrating the fact that you've done the studying, you've done the work, you've done, everything that you need to do. And it's just simply, now you just kind of got to go to work and get the job, right? And so it's like, you're at the office, you're in the high CEO position, and now it's just, going through the motions. So congratulate yourself, beloved, because while the intensity might be picking up, the reward is going to be like nothing anyone has ever in their lives ever seen before. So, thank you all so much. Thank you, Venus, as well. Thank you, Aphrodite, for being here and blessing us here. Thank you all for being a witness, because this is a team effort. Teamwork makes the dream work. And so with the amount of people that we have here tonight, very, very blessed, very, very incredible. So, yeah.
Last year was the initiation. This year is the victory, like Pluto Star said. Amazing. So, yeah, what's next as far as the fire? I think we're done here. We can do we burn the paper when the moon is in Aqua? That is totally an option. If some of you feel like doing it now, you can. But if you want to draw out the quality, you should wait till the moon is in Aqua. But you want to burn the release paper shortly after this ritual, though.
Yeah. Well, so for the things that you want to hold on to it. And if you feel guided to burn it, you may. But it's kind of a reminder. But at the same time, do what feels best, whatever. But you definitely do want to burn the things that you are releasing and letting go, because that is extraordinarily symbolic. And I'm also channeling, even spend some time by the ocean. I actually might, go for a quick little drive after this and, burn the paper there at the beach. That would be magical. But yeah, just really be, I don't want to say be happy, because you can't really force an emotion, but be in peace, be at rest, beloved, because it's pretty much over. The dark forces have been defeated. It's obviously like once we move into the Aquarius phase with Pluto and Aqua, then there'll be a sequel, there'll be a return, but we've got time now for 2019 to enjoy it before we move into some pretty intense crap 2020. So yeah, thank you all for, you know, being here. I'm committed to this path. Mike is committed to this path. We are all, you know, I don't know, you know, it's really just as simple as being, right? I can't even imagine my life doing something else. So, you know, it's really just as simple as committing to yourself and the things that you want. So, you know, yeah, this is just really blessed stuff, beloved. So thank you all for being here.
Amen. In that sense, let us close the ceremony. Jim Kincaid said, so pick a song based on vibes we want to manifest. Absolutely. It doesn't have to be just one song, too. It's just definitely songs to focus it with the magic, which is highly magical now with Neptune and Pisces. So we're going to close. What I'm going to do personally after the broadcast is I'm going to listen to the songs, do a mini ritual, and then burn the paper. So you guys might start to feel it. Since it's linked, you might start to see a sudden shift like 15, 20 minutes after the ritual. But other than that, we're going to draw cards for the 12 signs. And I'm going to use the wisdom of the oracle, actually.
And remember, dear souls, I'm willing to put my reputation on the line. 30 minutes from once this stream officially goes offline, because technically by doing so, we sever the connection temporarily, at least in this one instance and sitting. And then, like Mike said, it will scatter. And it's sort of like we're all one unit right now. And granted, we're all one unit individually, but this is the Leo Aquarius thing where the chain is only as good as its weakest link. So when we all come together and then we split apart, it grows and amplifies in its strength. So yeah. So I will be pulling from my signature exclusive Clo card tarot deck.
And the moon is in Capricorn, so I'll be pulling from the wisdom of the house at night.
Beautiful. All right, so Aries, your career is going to change forever. And so for you, we have the Snow card. So I feel like for you, this is going to be a winter where you're going to, I feel like there's going to be, it's so interesting because Aries, you are moving forward, and at the same time, you don't want to get stuck in the past. And I feel like the Snow card's actually kind of tricky. And I feel like this is you not mourning the past, but looking forward to what spring has to come, especially because once we step into Aries season, you are launching forward and there's nothing to stop you. So, you know, don't let this illusion of snow derail you from the truth.
And we have the Cycles card over here, which is denoting lessons and themes that you've completed coming back around so that you can see how much you've grown. And in your case, Aries, it's going to be very promising because things that were really hard last year, things that were challenging last year, they're going to be a piece of cake. You're going to wonder how you struggled in the first place.
Shout out to the 44 likes. We just got 11 more since the last time I made note of it too. So that's incredible. But also this applies for your sun, moon, or rising. So use whatever resonates. So for Taurus, this is really going to be interesting for Taurans because, and it's interesting for the earth signs as well. But for Taurus, this is definitely talking about a new sense of character wherever you go, no matter how far or weird it might get. And so we have the time card. So you're going to be able to hold a specific moment for an extended period. And I feel like this is you manifesting things at rapid speed and at a point where it feels like time is bending in non-linear, and that's because it is. But and it's going to be weird for you, especially Taurus, since you're the fixed earth. So it's so out of character for you to change really. But you're going to see how you can stay the same, but have reality move around with you.
And for you, we have focus. I originally pulled love, and I want to include that in the interpretation. But quite fitting with the Sag energy, we have focus. So everything that you apply your fixed focus to will manifest beyond belief. That's about the best I can say. Like focus and focus well. It's like I have a vision, like you focus on something and it starts to hyper manifest. All right, so it's pretty dope.
Oh, thank you, Jim, and thank you, Indigo Sun. Yeah, I love this deck. This is I am the only known person who actually uses this deck, and it's actually based on a Japanese anime manga series. So very, very interesting. So Gemini, for you, ooh, we got the move card for Gemini. So this is actually a very, very mercurial kind of trickster-like card. And we also have the Mist card for Gemini. So I feel like you are moving through a lot of obstacles, and it's going to require you to dissolve your sense of control and trust in the divine. There is no air going on, so stop trying to think it and get involved in lost in your feelings, because you don't have any other option. So the move card is talking about an effortless transition. If you are able to visualize where you want to move next and then believe in it accordingly.
And something very important, Gemini, rising, moon especially, in order for you to surrender to this and not try and control it, it is time for you to summon a special entity. The summon card is very important because you're able to summon an actual goddess. And your summoning is happening from Jupiter opposite your Gemini energy. So I want you to really think about who you're going to summon and know that this energy is going to be around you as long as you don't just summon and forget it. Know that you're going to be interacting with this energy once you summon it, and summon it for a purpose, and be mindful of what you summon. Okay.
Very important. Cancer, sun, moon, rising. Congratulations, because you are going to get married, even if it's just to yourself, because you are dealing with a lot of very, very powerful shifts in your relationship life. And we also have the move cards, very similar to Gemini. But we also have the shield card. So for you, Cancer, you've got the North Node in your sign. So you've got nothing to worry about. You're protected at all times. And so I feel like this is you. It's for Cancers, you're going to have to be your raw, sincere self, and people might gaslight you and make you crazy, but you are protected and you are moving away from things. And so it's really just a message that it's sort of like when you get the invincibility star in a Mario game where you are untouchable. So you really just have to move forward and realize that there's nothing to worry about other than your own badassery, because with the North Node and with these transits, the more you focus on something, the faster it's going to manifest.
We have the listening for you. This is quintessential Cancer. What people are not saying and doing is what you need to listen to. And so you're being called to listen to people's gestures rather than words. And that is going to reveal everything that you need to know. Okay. You're going to come into profound wisdom through this.
All right. So Leo, sun, moon, rising. We have, ooh, we got the flower card. How appropriate. So this is like a 9 of Pentacles: contentment, joy, fun, pleasure, positivity, sex, joy, romance. And I'm a double Leo, so this is for me too. So I'm very, very hyped. So this is very, very amazing. And this is a very Venusian-like card. So don't be afraid of expressing yourself, expressing your love, expressing your femininity as well, because in doing so, you literally channel that Venusian reception. And there's really nothing more for you to do other than celebrate, Leo, and especially as we are moving into a period which for you is going to be very interesting, but it's going to bring a lot of clarity.
I also got the listening card for you, Leo, but I want to pull another one. It's an extension. So we have deceit. We have deceit. And because a lot of you Leos are stepping into more luxury, and because people can clearly see that you're on, people can clearly see that they have a lot to gain from you, they're going to be very deceptive. They're definitely not going to be as honest, but it's cool because if you listen to their gestures and not what they're saying, you'll see through their deception. So that's the caveat for that.
Right on.
Yeah.
So for Virgo, we have the arrow card. So for you, this is definitely talking about a lot of the things that you have set your sights on, and they finally reach their target. So these arrows that you have launched are finally ready to take action. So I feel like this is you really wanting to cast a wide net and not be afraid of aiming for a target that you might think is out of your reach, but with a little trust in the process, you're going to see how by following your heart, that is going to allow you to make contact.
And we have the same card for Gemini, Virgo, summon. Whereas Gemini might have to summon celestial beings, you yourself have this ability, but I'm getting you want to summon something more real. Like if you want to summon someone's presence, you don't even have to call them on the phone. Just like summon their energy and they'll call you. Okay. So it doesn't have to be real. It could be celestial like Gemini, but it's very important that you summon a special being, whether an angel, a goddess, a deity, a situation. This for you is to show you the power of how quickly you set the intent and it actually summons. Okay.
Right on. So for Libra, this is a very difficult time to be a Libra as well. So God bless. But yeah, Libra, sun, moon, rising. This is definitely talking about a lot of your private life, a lot of your emotional life. And to be honest, how you feel is radiating through your image and there's nothing that you can do about it. So don't feel like you have to lie about how you feel, because even though people might not be used to it, if you're not honest with how you feel, people can read you like a book, and it's a two-way street because you can tell through body language, but you want to pay attention to the message. And we also have the dark card. So I feel like this is you overcoming a lot of darkness. I feel like this is you dealing with the darkness, but on a more positive note. And we also have the song card too to complement it. So I feel like you are literally kind of mocking the devil in a sense. And you really have to say no to basic temptations so you can step into your fullest, truest authenticity and power. Also, shout out to our Raikage, our local Raikage in the building. Give him a minute. 1 second.
The rhythm Raikage all day, every day. Libra, we have the same card as Aries, okay? Cycles, which is not a coincidence. You're coming back around to certain lessons as an indicator to test, okay, have you grown or are you even worse? So keep that in mind. I definitely feel like you'll show a lot of market improvement for better.
Right on. So Scorpio, we have the light card. So get happy, Scorpio, because you have no choice, because you're going to be manifesting everything. And I also am channeling that this is really going to be true, ironically, after Venus moves out of Scorpio, because usually when Venus is in your sign, that's when you manifest. But for you, I feel like you're putting the value in. And then once it moves to your second house, that's when things are going to start to come to light. So a lot of the internal work that you're doing is finally starting to play out physically. So get excited.
I'm gonna pull two for you because I got beauty, but I saw self-worth, and this is literally Venus entering your second house. Okay, so in that light, it's funny that one of the darkest signs gets light. We have beauty that's going to emerge, all right? And this is definitely going to bring out your inner beauty in ways that allow people to enjoy your more intrinsic qualities and values.
Okay, so Sagittarius. Ooh, like Leo, we got the flower card too, and we're fireside siblings, so I'm keeping it. And so for you, this is definitely talking about money, 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 money. This is your second house. There's no more excuses. I don't want to say this because it might get misconstrued, but Sagittarius, there's no more excuse for you to act like you're poor when you can just manifest all of the wealth in the world instantly from this point on. So it's, I'm really not going to tolerate anything, and I'm not tolerating any of these nonsense Pisces Sages who act like they don't break reality right now and that act like they aren't experiencing all of the abundance before everyone else. So I'm not tolerating it, Sag. So really just get happy, because there's nothing to be sad about. And I don't want to say it just like that because it's kind of dismissive, but just get used to laughing a lot, Sagittarius.
What are the odds that I have also pulled the exact same card for Leo? So listen here, Sag. I'm very pissed that I'm getting this for you. It's okay for Leo to get this because they're fixed, so they attract things. Sagittarius, you know who the hell this is. You know who's deceiving you. Why are they still in your life? Don't wait to get backstabbed, because the energy I got from this card is you better let them know that you're about to get finessed. Like, it's very important that you don't have to call. I think you're in a situation where it's like you don't want to embarrass them or they're close to you. Sagittarius, stop. Like, stop, Sag, because you guys will see it coming and let it happen. Stop, please. You know, I'm getting clear. You know who is deceiving you, and it's like you're waiting to see to make sure. Stop. Don't let yourself get played, and do what you have to do to circumvent that.
Also, Tanya, it applies to your sun, moon, or rising. So yes, it does apply to you as well. And Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Let's just take a brief 5-second moment of silence for Capricorn. And now we're over it. Okay, Capricorn, you had time up until this eclipse, to be honest. And honestly, at this point, you're not going to have any more excuses. And I hate saying that, but you're also going to have no more hardships if you've been truly stepping into your truth and authenticity and willing to let go of anything that no longer works. And so for you, we have the Shield card as well as the Sand card. So you are protected in this new reality based on how well. I'm also getting, for Capricorns, I'm feeling more intuitively, there's a lot of emotional, a lot of sexual hangups. And I feel like the Shield card is you lowering down your shield to let in certain people. And with the Sand card as well, you definitely want to get in touch with your reality and in your environment, but realize that it's going to be subject to change. And so you don't want to fixate on one when everything is starting to come together in different ways.
All right. Drop my card. But we have beauty, just like for Scorpio. The inner beauty that you have, Capricorn, is going to be manifested and given to you outwardly by someone who's very close and special to you. Not close like you know, but vibrationally. So it's like you're finding each other. What you are on the inside, they're going to be on the outside, and they're going to give that to you almost as if like, ooh, almost as if like I saw twin flame when I said that. So some of you Capricorns, it's going to manifest twin flame beauty, but it's more in a sense where less about twin flames, more about your inner beauty being matched physically and given to you like a glass slipper fitting perfectly.
Right on. So Aquarius. So for you, this is also a very difficult moon for Aquarians now that I'm starting to realize, because it's also their 12th house. So you're dealing with a lot of sacrifice, Aquarius. And for you, we have the Shot card. And so I feel like since this is a card that focuses on one target at a time, and we also have the Earth card, I feel like you really just want to, it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but you want to somehow focus on the one ideal world that you want, but at the same time, let the details fall where they may. And you don't want to focus on them too much. And you just want to embrace the full experience. And you really don't, realize that, and this is an extraordinarily fast card. So realize that what you set your intentions on, this is a direct message, is going to activate immediately. So be very, very cautious, because your words can, and your thoughts as well can and will affect your experience.
So with that 12th house mental block, we do have trapped. And many of you can feel trapped in realizing that these mortals around you don't understand the wisdom that is going over their heads. And you're just trying to alert people to the truth. And it's like, oh my gosh, I feel trapped, because it's like no one gets what I'm trying to show them, or they just don't care, or they don't see the importance of it. And a lot of this trapped energy is not really in a sense where you're mentally trapped. You're being trapped by certain beings who are moving strategically to gaslight you and gang stalk you in an area. So it's something that only Aquarius rising Aquarius can get, because that 12th house Capricorn is sinister, and it could be very, 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 very manipulative. Okay. Now the caveat here is understanding. And I'm even going to pull a bonus one for fulfillment. So you can get out of this trap. There's the trap, but the understanding is your own divine channeling of information that literally makes no sense. It will not make sense because you're channeling events that have not happened yet. A lot of you are picking up on 2024 when Pluto goes into Aquarius. So that understanding, even though it may be outside time and space, will free you. And the reason why it's weird is it may still seem that you're trapped, but you're not. And you'll be able to come understand an unconventional way out of kind of getting out of that trap.
Right on. So for Pisces, we have the windy card. So for you, this is talking about a lot of new connections, a lot of new friends, a lot of new social opportunities, a lot of opportunities in general that will allow you to express yourself and feel and experience the winds of change. So you don't want to limit yourself, and realize that by setting your mental intention, while it doesn't necessarily make sense, but Pisces understands that it doesn't make sense. So it's really kind of, I feel like I'm just telling Pisces just to kind of do what they usually do and just go with the flow. So Pisces, sun, moon, rising, really just trust in the process and speak physically to the universe what it is that you are ready to receive.
And Pisces, we got summoned for you as well. It's not a coincidence. All the mutable signs got summoned because we're having to manifest our magic. The second house to mutable is cardinal. So we're having to manifest our power through summoning of entities. Okay. Pisces, you're summoning us at high level. Why didn't Sagittarius get this? That's because summoning is Scorpio. Sagittarius is summoning energy, which is what makes Scorpio summoners. So Sagittarius didn't need to get it because they are it. Okay. So it's very important that you summon an entity. What we're doing here is we're taking an abstract concept and you're now evoking it so it could be physical. And just have fun with this process. Gemini, you really want to have a more like a practical aspect to this, and Virgo, but Pisces, you want to have fun with this because, and I even got High Priestess of Spirit, which you might have to mandatorily summon. The High Priestess that has all the elements combined. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Okay, and so the final card for everyone that I have is the change card. And we also have the earthy card. So reality, again, is changing and shifting. And I feel like this change card is a direct reference to your higher self integrating with your regular consciousness. So the reason why it's going to get easier, it's because you're no longer questioning, what's my intuition saying? What's my higher self saying? What do I really want? You know who you are. You know what you want. What you want. And this is being able to change into, it's sort of like a magical girl anime sequence, or like a transformation sequence where you just shift and change to your battle clothes because that's just fashionable.
And we have the warrior. I got a couple cards. The warrior, but the oath stuck out because they kind of connect to me. You're in a battlefield. The warrior wants to remind you that you are nobody's punk. And don't allow people to downplay, because some people can offend you. And when you call them out on it, they downplay it. Don't allow people to do that. Even if they make you out to seem irrational, make this oath to yourself to stand up and fight the battles that you have to, because there's hope here. There's hope beyond the shadows that even if you step into chaos, you will be victorious. Okay, so be prepared to battle. Be prepared for the courage necessary. And yeah, I think I'm going to pull one more card, actually. Understanding of your more supernatural ability as well. So that's awesome. And I also got congratulations. So I'm going to end it here. Success. So that's awesome. And wait, let me make sure this focuses. I want you to see that. Nice. So yeah, that's exciting. I'll say that. And other than that, as we move forward, there's not much that needs to be done. Once we step into higher zodiac energies, that's the higher mind. So our higher selves take care of it. Like if we had a bull in the lower energies from Aries to Virgo, I would tell you to generate a lot, but just chill, listen to that music, and allow your reality to change, and be ready to show up, because Saturn is manifesting this for you, not so that you could just, oh, I have money and I have luxury. You have to do things with it. And, you know, more success brings more responsibility. So enjoy, my friends. And thank you once again for tuning in, as always.
Absolutely. And don't forget to check us out on Future Life. We all have our amazing content out there, and it's not just Mike and myself. And, you know, we have regular content. I have my daily health horoscope. Mike has his moon transit breakdowns, which are always incredible. And you know, it's only, you know, $6 a month, and you can get a free trial and cancel at any time. So for those of you who are not on Future Life, what are you waiting for? I mean, it's a Capricorn new moon eclipse because we are rising. The tribe is rising, and I encourage you to join us. So yeah, be sure to show us some love on there.
And thank you guys once again, as always. One thing I want you to take away from this is you are a truly incredible being. You are someone who is worthy of the utmost respect. So, where are you tolerating disrespect? And ask yourself why. Once you've kind of figured that out, work on rectifying your respect and confronting directly whoever you have to in order to do so. And if that means walking away, you know, you're not avoiding confrontation, but if it's more peaceful to do that, do that. If it's better to confront, do that too. Okay. And until next time, peace out.